Xiao mains and Xiao enthusiasts alike have been lamenting the fact that our dear edgy boy still has no best-in-slot artifact set a tragic year after his release. So that begs the question, does Xiao even need his own artifact set? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, YouTube. It's your Slime King, the Jima Man, and welcome to another video.
If it's useful, I'll take it.
Xiao's current artifact set consists of any combination of 2 Gladiator, 2 Shimenawa, and 2 Viridescent Vinner. And you compare that to Child, who has a 4-piece Heart of Depth, Raiden, who has a 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate, Diluc, who has a 4-piece Crimson Witch. All the aforementioned characters have a specific 4-piece set tailored to them, so I get it. It is only natural to assume that the Conqueror of Demons needs a set. But here's the thing, the artifact set you might have been clamoring for might not actually be better for Xiao. Let's get the obvious set out of the way. Any variation of a set that increases plunging damage, this set would be garbage for Xiao. If you examine Xiao's kit, you will see that his burst gives him a whopping 95.2% damage bonus to level 10. Then you combine that with an anemo goblet and 2-piece VV, you would be at a humongous 156.8 damage percent boost. One thing to keep in mind is that plunge damage bonus is counted to the multiplier of damage percent. And since Xiao already has so much of that built into his kit, the opportunity cost will be higher, meaning that your allocation of stats will be better spent elsewhere. Sure, let's say that a plunge set would give a 40% plunge bonus similar to 4 Shimenawa, but because Xiao's damage percent is so high, you won't get the full 40% bonus anyway. You'd be better off allocating that stat to something like attack percent or crit damage. The example on screen is with Xiao using 4 Shimenawa with identical stats to my 2VV2 Glad build. As you can see, it does deal more damage, but only marginally so. Easily can be made up for by more attack percent subs on your artifacts. Really, the only thing that Xiao needs in a set to perfectly tailor to him is Anemo Res Shred or Def Shred. Right now, only Zhongli, C4 Jean, C6 Venti, and Lisa provide this. Let's craft a hypothetical set that could be useful. A 2-piece effect that increases plunging damage by 20% or 18% attack. And the 4-piece effect would be after 3 seconds after each plunge hits, decrease Anemo Res or Def Shred by 2.5%. This would stack up to 4 times to a maximum of 10%, and each plunge will refresh that duration. This artifact would give Xiao the ability to shred defenses, which is the only real way to increase his damage significantly. This set would be solely tailored for him because the duration of Res Shred is not long enough to be abused as a support set for a unit like Kazuha, for example. Lastly, let's talk about some dreams. A dream dubbed artifact set. 2-piece effect, 18% attack, 4-piece effect for an X amount of HP lost, you gain X amount of attack percent or crit rate or crit damage. This set would actually be a novel way to give Xiao a true best in slot. As is, he is the only character in Genshin Impact that not only has innate life drain mechanics, but as well as getting stronger the more time he is on field. With this set, it actually gives him more of what he wants and it synergizes perfectly. Even if you take out the crit and just flat out give him attack percent only for the 4-piece set, it would still be good. Why? Because as is, Xiao is one of the few units that can get away with using an attack goblet just by the fact that he has such high damage percent multipliers. If this set gives at least an attack goblet worth or more, then it will most definitely be his best in slot. Let's use 4 Shimenawa with an attack goblet, for example. I showed this off at the start of the video, but with this set you'd mimic the dreams perfectly. You'd have 40% plunge bonus, which is your makeshift anemo goblet, plus the added perks of an attack goblet. You'd have substantially more damage, and it might be worthwhile to farm for a set like this, but without the drawbacks of sucking 15 energy away every time you use a skill. In my opinion though, Xiao doesn't need an artifact set. While some of the theoretical sets we've talked about today are good for Xiao, there's one thing stopping me from getting real excited. I already have a good set. I have 74 crit, 200 crit damage, and 150 ER. To farm a set like that again with those stats, especially that amount of ER, is downright torture. Be careful what you wish for, because if you get it, I guarantee that domain will be your pain. So, tell me down in the comments below, do you think Xiao needs his own set? Or are you content with the set you have like me? Or better yet, come at me at twitch.tv/thejimaman where I stream Genshin almost every day. This is our parting. Farewell.